Elijah Craig Old-Fashioned Week continues, and this time we're going back to the iconic cocktail's roots. So stay tuned right here.
At the bar with Stave and Slide.
Welcome back to At the Bar with Stave and Slide. I'm Dan.
I'm Corey.
And we're continuing with Old-Fashioned Week.
That's right. What do you got for us today?
We have, so we're going to go back. We're going to go back to the drinks roots. We're going to go back to basics, strip it down to, just what the iconic Old-Fashioned is. We like to riff on the Old-Fashioned a lot.
Yeah.
If you caught our first installment, we made the Brass Monkey Old-Fashioned.
Yeah.
There's some rum in there, some bourbon, some great banana flavors. We love seeing what you can do with the Old-Fashioned and how far you can take it, and you can really take it pretty darn far.
You can.
But today, we're just going to go back to basics. We're going to go back to back to that Jerry Thomas days. So if you caught up with us a while back, we did a whole feature on the Old-Fashioned. I think we'll try and link it here in the video if we can.
Yeah, I'll try and get it. I think I put it up if I remembered.
On the other one,
but I'll try and link it in here.
Yeah, we'll do it again because it really was a great feature that we went into, and we went through the history of the Old-Fashioned back to kind of Jerry Thomas, that with the whiskey cocktail, and then how it evolved with the improved whiskey cocktail, which is really why the Old-Fashioned came about, because that improved whiskey cocktail started throwing different exotic ingredients in there, like the absinthe, the maraschino, the different things like that.
And I think when they advertise it as improved, as rarely is it improved.
Rarely. Although some of those variations make a good cocktail. You basically get the Sazerac out of that. Right. You get some different things. But that's how the Old-Fashioned came about, of course, because people started asking for the whiskey cocktail in the Old-Fashioned way because they didn't want it with all those extra different kind of ingredients. They wanted what they were used to, with just basically the whiskey and the bitter and the sugars. And so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to focus on that whiskey, and we're going to go to rye.
Oh.
So really, back in the in the early 1800s, when the Old-Fashioned, when the whiskey cocktail was really coming about, that's what you were probably going to have it made with, was going to be rye, because that's what our most kind of prevalent whiskey was that we were making in America. And America was really founded on rye. That had a lot to do with our history. So we're going to go to rye. We're going to use a Overholt.
Oh.
Now, I love old Overholt rye. That makes a great Old-Fashioned, but this is a Overholt, and this is it is made basically in honor of its founder and kind of going back to the roots of rye whiskey. And Overholt is trying to get, it's trying to basically go back to kind of the history of whiskey and get more to what they were making a long time ago, which was starting with rye, and that's A. Overholt, who was Abe Overholt, and that's in honor of their founder, Abe Overholt. So this is the Monongahela mash, which is named after the Monongahela Valley in Pennsylvania. Rye whiskey was very prevalent in Pennsylvania, back in the late 1700s, early 1800s. So that's what we're going to use today. Now, we tried this when we went to Beam.
Yeah, I had never had this before until
I
we
hadn't
went
either.
there, and it was really
delicious.
Good.
And as soon as I tried, I was like, this is going to make a great Old-Fashioned. So I want to do that. Want to make a great, just basic rye Old-Fashioned. With this A. Overholt, it's a 95 proof. You get a lot of good warm spices out of that. It's a great whiskey. And then we're going to go back to the old school with the bitters as well. We're using Bogart's, which is basically Boker's bitters from Bitter Truth. These are the bitters that Jerry Thomas was throwing in pretty much every cocktail he was making, back in when he put his 1862 bartender's manual out there.
Yeah, these are really good.
These Bitter Truth has recreated the Bogart's bitters as best as they could off of the ingredients that they know that they went in them. So this is kind of determined to be the best variation that you can find of the Boker's bitters.
Just as close to authentic.
Bogart's is the same thing. It's thought to be like just a misspelling of the Bogart's. All right, and then we are also going to use some Demerara sugar. We're going to use Demerara syrup. Again, that's going to be probably your most prevalent syrup that sugar that we're going to be using back in that time. Let's go ahead and get started. Making just our basic rye Old-Fashioned. This is a no frills, simple cocktail.
Yeah, so way back, they wouldn't have been using a syrup. They'd have used a sugar.
They probably would have used sugar. Yeah, they might have made a syrup out of it. We're using the syrup because it's good for consistency.
Yeah.
We could have easily used sugar. We have some Demerara sugar right here that we could have just put in there and done.
But it does. We prefer to use a syrup. Dan makes this. Dan and I both make our own syrups as often as possible. Dan, is this a fresh batch?
Yeah, I just made this today.
Earlier today.
Yep.
The syrups just incorporate better. You get a better balance of flavor throughout, and you don't have any residue or sugar kind of sitting on the bottom. Some people like that, like, you know, as you'll see in some of the other videos that we've done, we talk about the spoon being served with the drink so they could scoop the sugar out at the end.
You could keep stirring that sugar in, because as you drink that cocktail, the sugar would melt a little bit more, and it would dissolve a little bit more, and that drink kind of changes over time when you put the actual sugar cube in there or whatever. And I like making old fashions that way sometimes when I want to be kind of ritualistic about it.
Yeah, but flavor balance wise, I think the syrup does a better job.
Yep. So we're gonna put a half ounce in there. And then just about a dash or so of our bitters. And this doesn't have a dasher on there, so we're just gonna drop some in there, just like that.
Yeah, these are so good.
Yep. So let me go ahead and get some ice. What is this 1 ounce? I grabbed one I never used.
I don't know, just use this one right here. Switch it.
And then we're going to do 2.5 ounces of our rye. All right, stir that up. All right, stir to dilute and chill.
Big cubes.
Yep, we got our nice large clear ice cube out.
Big cube. Oh no. Oh, there it goes.
Just pop it in there.
It's the American way. It's brute force.
Just force it.
Yeah, looks good.
All right, we'll get a lemon. And I think we've talked about this before, but usually if I'm doing a rye old-fashioned, I'm always going to garnish that with lemon. If I'm doing bourbon, it's typically going to be orange.
Yeah.
But that is just our basic rye old-fashioned. So I'm going to give that a shot.
Classic old-fashioned.
That's it. Basic, down to its core, a good rye, good quality bitters, a nice Demerara syrup, and that's all you need. And
it's just well balanced. Everything. I mean, this rye is so nice. If you get, you know, some ryes are just a little heavy on the pepper and the spice, and it overpowers it. And I think this is just with its bitters especially just rounds out really nice. Yeah, it's great.
All right, that is your basic rye old-fashioned. Stay tuned. We got some more coming up for you on Elijah Craig Old Fashioned Week. Until next time, cheers
from Save and Slide.